Here. Okay, so Adam, as lovely as a human being as you are, it is sad to see you here. How you doing?
I'm good. There's a lot around my elimination that is more upsetting than the elimination itself for me.
Mhm.
So as much as it sucks to get out, especially being first juror, I know that at the end of the day that there are some things that aren't my fault that led to it, so it makes me feel a little bit better.
I gotcha. Yep, and then here you can share as much as you'd like, or as little as you want. This is all yours. But first question I always love starting with here on BB Disney. What was your favorite part of your BB Disney experience?
Honestly, playing, um, sorry, Mike. Um, but I haven't played a Big Brother game in probably 2 years now. So I was really, really, really excited and really happy that timing lined up for me to be able to play BB Disney. I've wanted to play for a while, and the timing just had never actually lined up for me. So I'm happy that I was finally able to step on into the ring, have some fun, win a competition, and I mean, kind of have the Big Brother experience. But yeah, that was kind of the best part of it for me was actually just playing in general.
Ex- Excellent. Yeah, a little biased too. It's a pretty great BB org. So it was my
Would
first
agree.
one. So nothing will ever compare. But so why do you think you're the first juror? Like what happened?
Well, a lot of things happened, I feel like. Definitely the biggest thing for me was I came into this game and I saw that I was playing with Grace, and I've known Grace for a few years now, very close, met in real life multiple times, are in a group chat. We talk every single day, like are on Zooms every single day. So I was like, okay, Grace is in this game. She's gonna be my ride or die. And that was that. Like every time I've played a game with her, there has been nothing but disgusting loyalty between the two of us, like ride or die. Like I look out for her to the ends of the earth, she looks out for me to the ends of the earth. So I didn't expect anything different in this game. And when we came into this game too, I even said to her, I said, girl, so we're good, right? Like we're gonna be ride or dies. I was like, because no matter what, I know we're gonna work together, look out for each other. But if we want to play the game where we kind of just are looking out for each other, that's fine. But if you want to be ride or dies in this, let's do that. And she said to me, we'll be ride or dies. Cool. That's good. We had that conversation and that was nailed down. And then as time and time went into the game, I realized she was being a little shady bitch. And
Oh,
um she leaked my conversations I had with her to other people. She didn't keep her mouth quiet about the fact that we had a pre-existing relationship. So she let loose that connection when I was trying to kind of play that connection down, which definitely probably drew some eyes to me. But um, all in all, it was just very frustrating because I would have done as much as I could in that game to protect her, and I didn't get that same respect from her. It would have been very, very easy, insanely easy, honestly, to have just let Trevor use that veto on me. She was going to stay in the vote. And not only did her kind of blowing up on Trevor and blowing up about the fact that she could have been a replacement nominee fuck me up and one, keep me on the block, but two, paint a bigger target on my back. It also painted a bigger target on her own back and her connection with Trevor. So it, as much as it sucked for me, it also sucked knowing that, like, okay, you can't even look out for me, but you can't even look out for me even if it is for the betterment of your own game. So all in all, it was just a very frustrating situation to be in, especially because the night of veto slash the day of eviction, we were literally together in person. She fucked me over knowing we were about to be meeting and going to a theme park 12 hours later.
mm. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Like these interpersonal relationships, especially, knowing. And do you think when you had that conversation in the beginning, did it was always like kind of like right away, like, oh, let me tell people this stuff, or was it sort of like a gradual, or how did you see it?
Um, so from what I know, there was I made that immediate, we had that conversation. And from what I know, night one, she went and made a final two with a different person instead.
Oh.
So right off the bat, there was some shadiness, but as the game progressed a little bit more, I think it returned from her being completely loyal to me to being completely loyal to that person instead, which at the end of the day, like that is the game. And connections you make in the game can sometimes be stronger than those pre-existing ones. And I do understand that. Like personally, I felt that way too with the same person she made a final two with. Like I felt really good with Trevor, but like I was never gonna do anything in conversation with Trevor or other people in the game to fuck up my relationship with her.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It was all just frustrating, but it definitely was gradual. But as time went on, it became very, very clear to me that she was fucking me over. And I did not go out quietly. I can say that.
No, that's yeah. You never know what's going to happen in these games. So now that you're running the jury house because you are in charge. Hope you are showing everybody what's up. What's kind of been the vibe there? Like anything, like, obviously people coming in, maybe giving you some more info that maybe you didn't see. Is it kind of making you think like, maybe this avenue could have went or?
I think all in all, it's more just frustration with how the game is going in general, not even from anything I could have done in an aspect, because from what I found out right from the start of the game, there was a rumor being thrown out there and things being spread that there was a pre-game alliance of me, Grace, Trevor, and Crispy, and that I had a million pre-existing connections in this game when the only person I knew in this cast was Grace.
Hmm.
So, and I didn't find out about this until sitting in jury when someone else joined me. So, like, I don't know what I really could have done because all I did was exist and a bunch of things were thrown and spread about me. And no one even came to me to be like, hey, I'm hearing this, or hey, this is being said, because I would have been able to clear that straight away, straight away. And it's frustrating that I wasn't given that opportunity to. And knowing the situations surrounding it as well, like who said it, Evan, it just honestly makes me frustrated too, because it's like, what behooves you to even think of or come up and say that? Because okay, like I can't admit, like, good for you, good for your immediate game of progressing further and making it towards the end, but also all four of those people that you completely made up that rumor about out of thin air are on the jury. And you didn't at all ask any of them, hey, what's going on? And the jury's 9 people. 4 people out of 9 have it against you while sitting in the jury isn't very smart. So I don't know. I just think good gameplay and getting further, but in a jury management aspect and just like crazy because it's so out of left field that I can't even be like, wow, that's a good game. I respect that. Because it was made completely fucking made up and no one was given even the opportunity to defend themselves on it.
Yeah, I gotcha. So speaking of jury management, what's something that you're going to be looking for when you do have the finalists in a few days?
Okay. I've just been looking for fluidity in gameplay, honestly. That's what I always look for in games. I don't want to see people coming in and being like, This is my game plan. I'm not detracting from that at all. This is what's happening. This is my way or the highway. And it is Big Brother, so it's probably also not the best way to look at these games, because a lot of times in Big Brother it is alliance is created, we stick it out to the end. But I also, fluidity doesn't just exist in, oh, I have to turn on the people I was working with and work with everyone and do things and do things. No, it's just giving people who aren't in your group the time of day to have a conversation, and an honest conversation at that. And it was, from what I'm seeing, what happened with me and with multiple other people joining the jury, is that some people, it would kill them to have an honest conversation in this game, even if they know that it wouldn't hurt their game at all to just say, hi, this is how I feel, this is what's happening, I wish you luck, you're my target, or whatever. People don't want to do that. And as a game player, it's frustrating because it's like, okay, you're going to send me to the jury and not give me any information on why I'm being sent here. And I have to find it out by someone who came 4 weeks or 4 rounds later. Because I got out, and then Trevor got out, and then Angela left. Or, yeah, Angela left, and then Crispy, or vice versa, whatever. I didn't find out about this stuff until Grace joined the jury. Like, how are none of these conversations being had from top 11 to top 7? Yeah,
Yeah.
7, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Counting's tough in the afternoon for me. That's post teacher day, but yes. No, I
exactly.
gotcha.
But like, so it's, I don't know, it's just weird. And I don't know, like, from a game aspect, like, not bitter, because it's not bitterness. It's more just like frustration, because we all came here to play, and you won't even give people the information that they need to be able to play.
Gotcha. So on that note, like when you're, talking to the final two, if these are people that you are insinuating maybe didn't have these conversations, is that maybe going to be something that could come up in your questioning?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely, any frustrations that I have while sitting in the jury, I think the final questioning is the opportunity to air all of that out. And if you are honest and straightforward and forthcoming in those answers, I will have a lot of respect for you. But if you still want to be shady and kind of wrap around the questions and the answers instead of just giving me the answer, no, this is your opportunity to own your game. Own it. Own it completely. Because if I hear after the game, you then decide to be honest, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Well, nice. Good job.
Yeah.
But
No,
it doesn't help your game in the immediate.
I gotcha. I gotcha. No, you've definitely touched upon a lot. You have some great insights there. Is there any other tea you want to spill, or just, well, this is
Um,
your time.
I will
You
say,
have the
like,
floor.
in all honesty, I do believe that my game was hindered by relying on my, I wouldn't even say relying, but holding on to my relationship with Grace when it definitely wasn't the smartest. But I also wasn't given the information to act on that until after I had been HOH and already made a move that probably wasn't smartest for my long-term game.
I got.
But at the end of the day, like, I did what I did, and I can own that. But I don't know. I am proud of the game that I played. I did have conversations with everyone, and I was honest with everyone. I usually end up being in a position in games where I end up being like the person who's stuck in the middle of two groups, and I have to lie and be shady and then piss a bunch of people off. And I was proud of the fact that I came in this game. I was honest, I was straightforward. I did not lie about anything. And actually, I might have lied once, but even then, like, I don't think it was anything big, but I can't even remember it, to be honest. So, like, I think that shows I'm just happy that I played an honest game, because I don't end up being in that position in a game often. So I'm happy. I can't complain.
Oh, I got you. You've got Really great insights. What would be, I think you may have touched upon this a little bit, so forgive me if I repeat. I, um, my short-term memory sometimes is a little off there, so I do
No
apologize. But
worries.
actually, Jill actually has a question for you. We're wondering if you could compare your game to any Pixar movie, which one would it be and why?
I cannot with you, Jill. Um, honestly, I would probably like in a weird way, I'd say maybe like The Good Dinosaur. And like I started out with my unit, my family, and people and someone that I trusted in Grace. And then as time went on, the flood came in, pushed Grace away from me in the game, and I spent some time in the game trying to look back and reconnect and get back with her. And it pushed me away from being able to work with my other avenues in the game that I should have. And I feel like that's a very parallel to kind of plot wise what the Good Dinosaur is. And I mean, the Lion King as well, but I like the Good Dinosaur better. So that's my choice. But I do think ultimately, even if I'm not happy with, I mean, not happy, not super like amazed. I wish I got further in the game. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm,
um,
I gotcha.
but I am happy because I did learn that at the end of the day, just because someone is your friend, free game does not mean that you should be holding that relationship right at your heart. Because at the end of the day, even though I felt that way, there were a lot of signs that showed me I shouldn't, a lot of signs that showed me she did not feel the same way. And I messed that up. So I am happy that I kind of can take that into future games that I play and kind of try to play more openly.
Mhm. I gotcha. No, that's a really great insight, and I think you've kind of hinted on like things that maybe you would. Usually, one of my last questions is, what's one thing you would change about your game? But I think you've kind of hinted at that. But if you wanted to elaborate more, feel free.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't so shoehorned into like, because very early on I got added to that wilderness explorers group that had Michael and Allison and Chris and Victoria. And I felt very in that group, felt like I had to work with these people and their targeting status was a lot more towards Robert and Molly. So it kind of pushed me to look towards them as targets. And I mean, a lot. And then once Michael left, once Allison left, I knew that big thing Allison, before she had been left the game, she was very open and had some loose lips about a lot of things. So I knew that people knew about that group and knew where targeting was towards. So I felt like at that point, had to stick to my guns and do that. And had I just maybe been a little more open to like, hey, this is where the game was at. This is where how people I was working with, not necessarily me, felt. And I could have swung my HOH a different way and maybe set myself up to not immediately go home right after. But it's the game. You live, you learn, you prepare better for next time.
Yeah, well, we definitely loved having you, and welcome to the BB Disney family. It's definitely a fun group to be a part of for sure. For sure. But yeah, but no, we look forward to hearing what you and the jury have to say for finale night and, helping to decide who's gonna be the
Yes.
winner of BB Disney season 8. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.